Well, guys, I came out. I know y'all here. You're waiting for, you're waiting for evening chow, right? But you're early. Yep, food bowl's empty. Right, Cleo? Spooky? Speedy? But I do got some treats here for you. So come on. We're going to talk to the people. Because we've been out and about today, as you know. Because you saw me leave the driveway and waited for me patiently, didn't you? Okay. Let me get your treats. Yep. This will keep y'all happy for a little bit. Here we go. Plenty. We'll just spread some out here. I picked up s'more day. Well, that sort of gave it away, didn't it? Oh my. Well, there you go. Kitty Crew's enjoying some treats sent by y'all. Fancy Feast Duos. Yep, it's the last bag we got. So we had to go to do some shopping today. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Shopping. And what we encountered while we were there. But I'll apologize right now as you watch the Kitty Crew scarf up those treats. We didn't take you along. Nope, we didn't. I apologize for that. But sometimes life isn't just all about a video, right? Right, Spooky? Cleo? Speedy? My Panther crew. Yes, they are. And as you can see here in early evening, in my piece of heaven, you know, the sky's been cloudy off and on most of the day. And we have had a little rain off and on, not much to speak of. We'll take all of that. Won't we, guys? We're thankful for it. So y'all, glad to have y'all here with me today. And as you can see, we're on the front porch. And it's getting around 7 Eastern. Oh, I think that is, what? Pacific time? I get confused. 5, maybe 4. So wherever you are, welcome to the channel. And welcome to my piece of heaven here in deep south of Alabama and this world of ours. So, why did I come on out here on the front porch? Well, yeah, give the Kitty Crew some treats. And that, Spooky's over laying down beside the treat bag. And look who else is coming. Hold on before we get to what we're going to be talking about. Elrod, you coming up late to the party, man. I'm not even sure you can find any. Yep. Well, he scurried on by straight to the feed bowl. Yeah. Well, he'll be disappointed, right? Right, Clem? So today, since it's been a few days since we took the old Focus out for a ride, we took her out. And we're having a nice ride. But on the way back in, and since, you know, old Mr. Tom did the 3 S's, you know, showered, shaved, and, yeah, you know, the third one, we saw there was only like 2 or 3 cars at Superfoods. And I thought, whoa, baby. There's a thing or two I really could use, mostly for all of y'all, because I was wanting to share a recipe with all of y'all on some just down home, cheap, comfort food from back in the day. You know, old folk food. So I went running on in there to get the 1 or 2 items. that I really needed, you know, because I cook a lot. Yeah. Now, I do the fast food Fridays, trust me that, and they'll all see it. But that's for this bunch that's everywhere right now, under my feet. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be doing that at all. And if we don't have the money, or money's too tight, then I sort of have to fake it for them and make it myself. That's why I save Jack's boxes. And I won't lie to you, I saved the McDonald's McNugget boxes too. Yeah, but I think Spooky's caught on. You know, he knows when it's Papa's, when it's not McDonald's or Jack's, I'm just saying. And he's still trying to advocate for Taco Bell. And I was talking to my son today, and I even told him, yeah, we may make a trip to Taco Bell. Yeah, it's a nearly 30-mile trip out west. Spooky's been on me pretty bad. So I did. I ran on into Superfoods, and like I said, there was only a couple people in there. The store looked fantastic. And I went in there for, I think, 2 items. But I saw the tomatoes, they were locally grown, looking all big, huge, and plump, and mine have yet to produce a tomato. But then again, only planted them in July, right? I went ahead and picked up 3 of them. I went and bought lettuce. It was still holding at about $1.42, which is way higher, about 45 cents higher than the lowest I can remember it in a year or two. But the heads were huge. They were massive. So I thought, whoo, such a deal. So I chunked one of those in the buggy. The cucumbers, locally grown. That's key. They were looking fan-o-tastic. So I thought, my cucumbers ain't done squat yet either. So I had to bag me up 3 of them too. But the whole entire produce section was well stocked with all kinds of fresh food. Fresh fruits, everything. Potatoes, onions, all kinds of fruits. There was nothing missing. And no, they weren't fronting or doing any of that. And I scanned the cold cut aisle, bacon, all that, sausage and all that. Oh yeah, stocked right on up. Yep, those prices, they're getting on up there. Whipped on down through the canned good aisle. I don't know why, but, came across Chef Boyardee, and I thought, I've ate a few cans of that since my last shopping trip. We'll chunk some of them in. Of course, got some. They didn't have my mini raviolis, so I had to buy regular sized ones. And then, chunked in a couple of cans of that spaghetti and meatball, because I had consumed both of those during my lunches. And just to look, went down to the canned tuna, tiny shrimp, seafood and meat aisle. And I don't know about in your area, but canned tuna here, it's twice the price or more of what it used to be in 2019. In fact, that's the best thing about me having a YouTube channel. I can go back and look at my shopping video and see just what the price was. Back in 2019, it was anywhere, depending on what time I did the video, 48 cents to 52 cents a can. Now it's up to $1.04 for just plain old Star-Kissed tuna and water, which is skipjack tuna. I didn't buy none. I got enough here. And several of y'all may remember when I gave you that there stock up alert, where I saw, I don't know whether it was on Amazon or Walmart, where you could get tuna for, I think it was 52 or 53 cents a can for 48 cans. I know I got 2 cases, or 2 48 can count offers. Many of y'all did. Let me know in the community tab. So that was a good thing. We saved nearly half. Went around, got me a little bit of coffee, went through, the snack aisle. It all looked good. Everything looked good. Went over to the meat aisle. Little did I know, just as I edging on down, even though no one buying, except for one thing, what I came for. Prices, they're outrageous now. And in my mind, because I've been looking into the prices of a certain type of meat, we're getting screwed, folks. Plain bent over, taking advantage of pandemic profiteering, price gouging, screwed in the backsides. And what I wasn't aware of till I got home, after I saw the prices, which I'll talk to about in a minute, was even the White House administration, during their press conference, they're aware of this situation. Now granted, I don't agree with them on all things, as I don't ever agree with all things from any past administration. If you do, well, pat you on the head, call you a good boy or girl. I just don't. I look at the issues and I agree or I don't. Now, I don't care if you're left, right, center, or in outer space. And so, apparently, the current administration is quite aware, and they wouldn't go right out and say, when asked by the media, God bless their hearts, can't believe it, is this here price gouging because of current pandemic? They wouldn't come out and say that. But they did say they suspect profiteering. In other words, taking advantage of the crisis. And do you know what our beloved government is going to do for not only us, but the farmers, which are not, and you can see this on YouTube, profiting from this bending us over and raping us? Yeah, they're going to start producing studies. Yeah, studies. So in my mind, maybe in yours, you'll know when that'll all help the farmers or us. I'm thinking election year. Until then, we're just screwed. So I went down the meat aisle, and prices had backed off the last time I'd been to Superfoods. And I wasn't looking at everything, but some things I was looking at, because I wanted to do some Swiss steak. So I was going to look at some round steak, which used to be, all of y'all know, just dirt cheap. Why? Because it's tougher than leather unless you cook it right. Now, if you know how to make Swiss steak, that's cooking it right. So I looked at those packages, $7.99 for the toughest cut of meat on a cow. Yeah. Looked at stew meat, $6.99 for stew meat, which is supposed to be the trimmings. I looked at my favorites. I love my T-bones. All the way back in 2019, even up through part of 2020, it was $8 a pound. I don't think it even went up till towards the end of 2020. The reason T-bone's my favorite is it's two steaks in one, if you know. It's a New York strip on one side, and if you pick the right T-bone, a filet on the other. Yeah? But it was up to 12 again. It had backed off to 10. Now it's back to 12. Ribeyes, $15.50 a pound. Yeah. I wrote it down. What I looked at. New York strip, for whatever crazy reason, was up to $16 a pound. Yeah. And like I said, the beef, then, I was really wanting to do some beef cube steaks. Smothered in gravy, show you how to make the gravy. Woo! Cook them down, they so tender they melt in your mouth. $7.99 for the toughest cut of meat running under a tenderizer. But the real shocker came when I got down to the hamburger. Now, all of y'all know, you know, I ain't uppity. I ain't got to have me no 80-20, no 90-10. I don't got to have chuck, ground sirloin, or ground ram. I just go with basic 73-27 hamburger. Why? Because the flavor's in the fat, folks. But while I was there, I just wanted to pick me up some chicken thighs. And I looked at chicken. The chicken was holding steady. The things I buy, chicken thighs, chicken drumsticks, $1.10 a pound. Yeah, still holding steady. And the reason I was there, the main thing I wanted to pick up was some chicken thighs, so I could make up this recipe that I think I finally honed in on, because, you know, Mama could make it where it just basically knock your shorts off. And mine was good. Of course, Mama never wrote down a recipe. You know, a dab of this, a little bit of that, handful of this, you know. And she'd get cranky when you'd watch her in the kitchen. She'd tell, well, you can just watch me and write down yourself. Of course, she wouldn't be using no measuring spoons or nothing. And she'd be Cadillacing on. So that was sort of kind of impossible too. But anyway, that's what I wanted to get. And it was still $1.10 a pound. Now the boneless, which is what I went for. Now I could debone my own, but I was a little lazy today because I love this dish. The kitty crew loves it. And this is the dish that skin on, bone in, really don't matter. Now I could use chicken breasts. And they did have chicken breasts there, bone in, for $1.39 a pound. But I wanted the boneless skinless, which was $1.30 a pound. But I, chunked in a pack of those too. And so yeah, chicken, still economical. But that gets all back to Popo, back in the day when all of y'all think about it. That's where we all ate. Back when times were hard. Chicken. Pork was reasonable. Even though I didn't, go through all the prices, other than bacon. And there's more to life than bacon. And that. Beef, like I'm saying, was just, there ain't no reason for it. And I know this because I've been spending time looking into it. I looked into the feed thing because all the talking heads here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, oh yeah, we're going to run out of feed. Our ending stocks, we're going to run out of all the grains. That never happened, folks. Then others will say, well, Mr. Tom, because of the drought, they've had to sell off and reduce their herds. Yeah. Up in the upper western states, Wyoming, Montana, even Minnesota, the Dakotas, parts of the upper Midwest and that, they've had to do exactly that because of the extreme drought. But by culling down their herds, even the experts said we should see short-term decreases in beef prices. And that didn't happen. No. At least not here. Maybe it did in your area. So that's going against the grain. And this is what I've been looking into quite some time. Why beef prices are so high. It's not about we ran out of feed. Because think about that. Cattle graze on grass, primarily. They're fed in the feedlots. But that's only up after a certain size. And then all cattle that goes to market isn't from the feedlots, folks. I mean, drive around the countryside. Get out of the house. And see, primarily, cows eat grass. Yeah. Yeah, we do got massive feedlots out in the Midwest. Surely we do. But there's a whole bunch of cattle in the rest of the nation that ain't in the feedlot. No. But we never run out of that grain. And if we had, trust me, pork farming, pig farming, and chicken farming, i.e. eggs and broilers, fryers, bacon hens and such, would have went up the way beef has went up. Because I'm going to tell you what, poultry production is feed intensive. Do yourself a favor, get in the car, go over and check them out. I've been there, done that. I've chased chickens for spare change. Wasn't no fun. Made a little extra money. Got pecked a lot, bled a little, and got really dirty. So now I have respect for all those who do that. Anyway, I know what I'm talking about. Same way with pork production. I've raised pork. I've raised pigs. Yeah. So, pork production, chicken production, they're very grain intensive too. But neither of those have seen the price increase as beef has. Yeah. So what's driving it all, Mr. Tom? Well, you might say, well, there's a shortage of beef. Well, that gets back to the fact that a lot of large cattle producers have had to downsize their herds. So no, thinking would tell you there's not a beef shortage, and I can tell you there ain't. Because there is data out there. Yeah, you can go to the USDA site, and if you'd like to see a video on that about how much is stocked up, I can show you that too, along with, like I said, ending grain supplies for last year, which are basically for this year till we harvest again. Yeah, and this year's harvest in some areas ain't looking pretty. In other areas, like from the portions of the southernmost Midwest through all the East Coast, things are looking pretty darn good. You can check that out yourself. Now, there are places in Iowa and other states, Minnesota, even Michigan, and especially the upper Midwest. Here again, those states, Wyoming, Montana, the Dakotas, that they got hit pretty hard by drought, but also by mid-season hail. Why? Because I watch a few of those channels that are actually out there doing it, like Welker Farms, Cole the Corn Star, and I can go on and name some more and more. So go watch the people who do it and see what's really going on, and understand there are only a few. So, yeah, and I mean, granted, other areas of the world are having issues. And grain prices did go up, and feed prices went up. And feed companies who get the grain, process the grain, bag the grain, yeah, they've cut some things out. And they're staying with their most profitable feeds. Hey, that's good business sense, isn't it? At least in my mind, since I've owned about 5 or 6 in my time. You cut the ones making slim, keep the ones making good. But we never ran out. Never, not once. Nobody on YouTube had to kill off their chickens because they couldn't go to Tractor Supply or someplace, their local feed co-op, whatever, and get feed for their chickens. Tyson, Cargill, all, Prudhoe, whatever chicken company. They ain't been mass slaughtering chickens because they didn't get feed. Didn't happen. So like I said, here again, well, Mr. Tom, then why are we getting bent over and paying these extreme prices for beef? Well, I know this to be a fact. Because, once upon a time when old Mr. Tom was working, he has been from time to time an executive member of several companies and privy to certain meetings. And I've tried to tell y'all, back in the day, and even more prevalent now, companies watch what people are saying, thinking, and doing. Now it's so darn easy with social media. You just go on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and you ask yourself, what talking head, whether it's prepper, homesteading, whatever, hasn't been telling you, oh yeah, beef prices are going up. We're going to starve. We ain't going to get no red meat. Whatever. Oh yeah. We've been hearing that now for, now about 2.5 years. Yeah. It's still out there. Albeit the prices it now got extreme. It's done went past stupid. If you ever watched the movie Spaceballs, we're now in plaid. Okay? If you don't know the semblance of that, you might want to pop some popcorn and watch Spaceballs. It's an entertaining movie, just saying. So, I listened to what they had to say on their little press briefing today. They're going to conduct studies. Make sure, we're just not getting screwed for, price gouging and what have you. And that. They did bring up, which I already knew, because you can also do your research, even on here on YouTube, and see farmers are not benefiting from what you or I am paying at the supermarket or big box store for beef. They're not. No, they're either making a little, breaking even, or even some are losing money. And whether you like the current administration or not, and you want to hear their take on it, not from Biden or Psaki or whatever her name is, they had on there the head of the USDA on there. Okay? And he's the one that's got the facts and figures. But let me get back to the data. On the USDA side, and like I said, if you want to see that video, you want to see proof about ending stocks of grain and how much meat is actually out there, see, you can go on the USDA site and you can look at the cold storage inventory. Yeah. Every month, the USDA, and they've been doing this for, I'm not sure how long, it's like 137 pages of it, of collecting, monitoring data of what we have in cold storage right here in America. And it's even got so much easier since it's all computerized. Yeah. Amazing, ain't it? Now I know some of you, they're the government, they're gonna lie. Yeah. I'm not even gonna go there. Because there's a whole lot of people in the country right now suffering, wanting help from the government. And I'll just leave it at that. Whether they get it or not, we'll just have to wait and see. But it's all that's out there is the USDA cold storage inventory. And it's not about just meats. It's about everything that's out there in cold storage and freezer storage all around this country. And oh yeah, it includes beef, poultry of all kinds, pork, red meat, which if you don't know it, it ain't just beef. Pork's red meat. Even though the pork industry had that clever marketing campaign, pork's the other white meat. Well, it's really not. It's red meat. But it's got lamb in there. It's got them all. So you can see. Nuts, fruits, frozen vegetables. I can't even remember everything that's on in there. And not only that, can you see August's inventory? Well, no, we can't. The last one was in July, was out for July. August won't come out till September 22nd. But if you want to spend the time, you can look and see back. And you can see some categories where we're lower in red meat, poultry, and pork, what have you, than we were in 2020. See, that don't surprise me, because what happened in 2020? A whole entire supply chain was shut down. And what was that? eat in dining. In fact, for a time, we didn't even have takeout or drive-through, remember? And then that was okay. And then, eventually through 2020, they put these outdoor pavilions on, built them, and you could go eat outdoors. But for the most part in 2020, eat-in dining was gone. And because of it, so much of what went towards that portion of America, eating, which was huge, had to be dumped, composted, wasted, or something happened to it. Even animals were euthanized. Because it just couldn't all go to the consumer. But eventually, they shifted gears and transferred as much as they could to the retail consumer side. So there, it doesn't bother me that in some areas, we're less now than we were in 2020. But if you're really diligent and want to look back over the years, it's all there. All the way back into the early 1900s. Yeah. Like I said, it's like 137 pages of it. You can spend a lifetime there. But my point being, if you do go to the USDA and look at the cold storage inventory, you will be shocked how much red meat, poultry, and everything else that is on hand as of the close of the July inventory. Because I was. I guess my point is, there is no shortage of beef in this country. Absolutely not. Yeah, are we less than we have been in years past at times? Yeah. But the great thing about this inventory report too is, later down in the report, I think it starts at page 19, they tell you when it starts. They got the facts or data for the highs and lows of each category in the year that happened. And to me, that was a big eye-opener when I went down there. Have we been way lower than we are on some of the stuff that we think is in shortage right now? Right now. On September 8th, 2020. Oh, yeah. And I didn't even know why. I didn't even know it. Because I didn't see it in the grocery store. It was always seemed to be there. But it was way less on hand than what we have now. Yeah. But there's another reason that we're seeing some of the problems we are. And no, I ain't going for it. It's the government, the elite, New World Order, and all that crap wanting to starve us out and control us. Yeah, I know Harry Kissinger, what was his name, Kissinger, said, "He who controls the food controls the people." Well, he didn't come up with that. It's been that way since God made the earth. Feudal kings, warlords, kings, queens. You got the food, you got the people. It's just the way it's always been, young'uns. Ain't nothing changed. But I do know this, and also, if you're a student of history, you can go back through all of history and see the greatest upheaval, the greatest societal change, because people are just damn starving and they've had enough. It'll get right down dangerous. And kingdoms, empires, dynasties, and governments have fell because of it. So, no, I'm never going to believe that's their end game. I don't care what talking head out there says it. or how big his channel is, or what have you. No. Now, if you want to go off and believe that, that's fine. You be you, I'll be me, okay? But all of us, and I say that because 85% of my viewers are my age, or within 10, 15 years of my age, primarily 10 or older. We've all been here. We've all had to make these decisions before about what we could afford and what we couldn't. We've all seen hard times in this. And we have all lived our life many, many years without a steak, without a pork chop, without all these things. Oh yeah. We've all lived in years where meat was a Sunday thing, not an everyday thing. And we made it through, and because we did, so many of y'all are here too. That's just putting fact to it. And we're going to get through it again. There's an old saying here in the South, and I'm sure it just wasn't in the South. Yep, it's time for beans and taters. Yeah, I can remember that as a child. It's quite common in the South. And that was a fact. Beans, taters, and cornbread. And things from the garden. You know, maybe some sliced tomatoes. Never know. Sliced squash. Bell pepper ring. Yeah. That was life. And we made it. Now there are things that I believe that are contributing to this. Not only are we getting bent over and taken advantage of, but it's the media, not only, primarily now, social media, that's pushing the issue. And companies see that. That's like I told you. They study public opinion, how they perceive things. Hey, everybody thinks they're beef prices and there's a shortage and beef prices are going to be extreme. Hey, what do you think, Tom? See if we can raise prices. I can already tell you that's going on. Been there, done that. I didn't do it personally, but I worked for companies who took advantage of such things. And I know they're doing it now. They have a whole lot of people employed just to keep their finger on the pulse of what you believe is going to happen. May not be happening right this moment. Then we got our politicians that are never going to, act in time to help you, I, or anybody else. We don't make their kind of money. You think they give a damn? Hamburgers up to $3.20 a pound? Nah, hell, probably can't remember when they ate a hamburger, let alone round steak or cube steak. Come on. Think about who they are, how much money we pay them. Yeah, I'm not sure how all that got started, but we do have. Now, that's what I want to leave y'all with. And I'm not sure this whole rant, because I was in utter shock today when I seen the prices going the way they were, even though there was a whole bunch of beef there, well stocked. And I know many of y'all, I've seen videos where they're fronting it or they just got one layer. Well, hey, here's a simple fact. For most of us at my income level, or even at 2 times with it, with a family, we're not buying the high priced beef. Now, I know damn well Mr. Tom ain't. In fact, here a while back, I set my price limit on meat at $3 a pound. And I've done that many, many times in my life. So even today, if I had needed hamburger, would have I bought it? The answer to that would have been no. But I did look at chicken gizzards. They were $1.25. Yeah, down in the chicken aisle. Thighs $1.10, drumsticks $1.10. Oh yeah. Bone-in chicken breast $1.39. I could have done that. Whole chickens, $1.65, I could have done that. And that's why poor people had chickens running around their yard. And chicken's always been a poor folk food. Pork's been a poor folk food. Beef? No, it ain't poor folk food normally. We're all spoiled now. I ain't got the money to be spoiled. Yeah. For me right now, beef will have to go back to being for birthdays or some day special. And if you think about it, that Sunday pot roast, that wasn't every Sunday. That may have been once or twice a year. And that was a special event. I know that to be a fact. So I've said a couple of times, we still do have a weapon. We can stop this. We can stop the record profits that the top 4 meat processors are making. Yeah, that too was brought up today in the press conference. All the meat processors consolidated. Now 4 of them control 85% of the market. Now I know some of you will say, buy local. Yeah, well, if the whole population of the U.S. started buying local, about 90% of them wouldn't be buying beef. I mean, it's just not out there, people. Be realistic. Drive around your community, somebody's selling a few cows here and there, or even they're selling 10, 20. That don't feed the kind of beef volume that goes across the table every day in America, or poultry, or pork, or what have you. Yeah, if you can go get it, save you a ton of money, that's fine. It ain't gonna feed the whole nation, trust me, it won't. That gets back to that one weapon, and see, we won't use it anymore. We'll cry, we'll whine, we'll just bend over and take it. See, my parents wouldn't do that. No. When certain things, it didn't matter, food, whatever it was, when it got out of their reach, what'd they do? What'd my grandparents do? What did my great-grandparents do? Well, I'll tell you what they did. See this open wallet right here? See, it's open right now. Got some green in there, if you can see it. You know what they would do? They just take it and close it up, just like that. And my daddy, my granddaddy, and my great-granddaddy, and my mother, which did primarily all the shopping on most of the time, my grandmother and my great-grandma, they'd close their purses. You know what they'd do? They'd walk on by, and they'd do without it. And that's exactly what Mr. Tom did today. I walked on by, and I did without it. Because all through my childhood, and I know I've told y'all, I didn't know what the real steak was till I know I was 13, 14, maybe 15 years old. In my mind, steak was cube steak. And we didn't have that many times a year either. Trust me, we didn't. Nope. And we had round steak that my mama put on the counter and beat with this here meat hammer till it looked like cube steak. We didn't get that store-bought stuff run through no tenderizer. No, mama made. That's what I thought steak was. And I'm sure many of y'all can relate to that. But this right here can shut it all down. That closed wallet. But I see everybody, they're buying it, they're canning it, they're freezing it, they're doing all that. Yeah. If you don't think that ain't making the situation worse, then you just don't understand economics and customer-driven preferences. But if you decide right now for those of us seniors on fixed incomes and poor folk, we ain't got no choice but to close this wallet, shut our purse. You see, Can we survive as a people in a nation without beef? Damn right we can. Because we have before. Oh yeah, many times before. In recent past, World War II, World War I, the Great Depression. Yeah, made it through all three of them. And the country grew. And many of y'all are right here right now because of those generations. That, oh yeah, to have a hamburger would have been a luxury like which they could not even fathom, let alone have pork chop or steak. Bacon? You must be kidding me. Back in those times, it was fat back, fat pork, and hog jowl. Yes, it was. In fact, I looked at some hog jowl today. But even sliced hog jowl was $4.99 a pound. Yep, it was above the $3. So Mr. Tom walked on by. We can shut this down, and I know this video won't get out to enough people to even make a difference. It's sort of like my daddy's favorite saying. Son, it's like you're pissing on a wildfire. Pretty much, that's what most of my videos do when I talk about issues like this. I know we can stop it. I know we have the ultimate weapon. But because people are selfish, self-centered, self-indulgent, we won't. And that ain't a prediction. That's the gospel truth. Oh yeah. So you can think it's all the evil of the meat processors, global elite, governments, New World Order, what have you. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're in there influencing it too. But I do know, as long as we're opening this wallet or our purse and we're still buying, we have lost control. We surely have. And I'll leave you with this. You can look it up now. You can go look at beef consumption in places like Africa and just the whole continent. Or many of the poor third world nations in South America, Central America, the Middle East, what used to be the old Soviet Socialist Republic. Look at their beef consumption in comparison to ours. Once you see that, you're going to ask yourself, well, how in the world are they making it? Well, they are. Just like America did through the Great Depression, through our pioneering days when we settled this country, during World War I and World War II. We made it through. And by me not buying and contributing to this situation is going to make a difference? No, it ain't. And will this video see some hate? Oh yeah, it is. Because people love to be behind other folks. I don't really care. And it's never going to make a difference. But I thought today, in my shock, and knowing that there is absolutely no reason for this to be the way it is, and knowing that we are contributing, I thought I'd come out here with y'all and the kitty crew and voice my thoughts. They're not beliefs and opinions. And down in the comments, if you'd like me to show you cold storage data or the ending crop data, it'll take me a while. You know, those are lengthy, dry videos. Never get a whole lot of views. That's why I don't do them no more. Unless, I do some clickbait title like we're all going to starve and die. Which, up to this point, based on what everybody else has said, we haven't done. And that's been going on for creation of social media. Yeah, but if y'all would like to see it, I will put it together for you, just so you know. But you can do it yourself. You can go over to USDA and look at the cold storage inventory. You can go over to USDA and look at the crop reports for the ending stocks. Yeah, you surely can. And you might say they lie, they do all this. Well, at least they're not some friend of mine that I know, or someone who owns a farm, or I got a cousin that has an uncle that I can't name, you know. Yeah, at least it's something you can put out there. That all the rest, I don't see putting anything out there. Except, I know someone, or people's comments in the live that you can't verify either. Yep, I try. So, I do hope this all finds y'all well, happy, safe at home. Hope I didn't waste your time tonight out here on the front porch while I ranted and vented a little bit about my little short shopping trip to Superfoods Day. And with all that said, and for those of you who have stayed this long, you know, my faithful subscribers, we do have a cooking video coming up. I promised it. And I worked on the recipe to get the kinks out, because my memory ain't great. I never wrote it down. God knows my mama didn't. But it is slap your pants off tasty. And I got to go in, finish that all up, and get the head on it for you. So, as you heard, Cleo and Spooky, they're having their little mother-son tiff. See you on the next video. Speedy's out trying to catch butterflies in the Latanya bush, and of course Gracie fast asleep on top of the love seat last I saw. See you on the next video. Oh, and you saw Elrod. Yep, don't want to leave him out. See you on the next video. Y'all take care out there and be safe. Yes, sir. And be prepared as you feel you should be. Stack it to the rafters, if that's what you like. And may God bless you as you bless others. Till we all see you again. Goodbye for now. Speedy, I see you behind that Latanya bush. I've told you, leave the butterflies alone. Speedy, don't hide behind the bush. Now, I saw you there, just to the left of that bush. And I see that little butterfly. Go after something more your size. And leave the butterflies alone. You done killed one this week, and it was a monarch. Lord. Speedy, the butterfly slayer. Yep. Who would have thunk it? Did you think it, Spooky? Yeah. She don't go after birds and squirrels. She goes after butterflies. Later on.